tutorial to assist the teachers navigating their way around ChildCloud. At the very top, once you've logged in, you're going to have your subjects. If you're not linked to a subject, you will just have your classroom here. Otherwise, you'll see all the students linked within the subjects that you've been allocated to. The number 8 indicates how many students are linked to that subject. And those are the students. Those are the 8 students in that subject. You can do quick actions. You can take a photograph of that student and share it to their activity feed. You can track their behavior, add a note, an incident, achievement. These are the these are the parents, mother and father. If there are any siblings, they will also appear over here. This is the attendance for that student. You can view their full profile or edit their profile. Then moving on to the All Students tab, this is all the students within the school. You can do a search for that for any student. You've also got the School Staff tab at the top. This lists all the teachers within the school, their phone number and their email address. Clicking the Send Email button will allow you to email that teacher. You've also got your profile in the top right hand corner. This is where you can sign out. You can also switch if you are linked with the same email address to the administrator or to a parent account. You can switch very easily between those two portals. You can update your profile details, change your password, customize some settings, and there's some FAQs. Down the left hand side menu, you've got your administration tab, communication, and academic. Your dashboard is customizable, and you can add any of the 26 modules to your dashboard if you wish. Moving on to administration, under attendance, you've got 3 different links: today's attendance, attendance archive, and then you've got your yearly summary. So every day when your students want to check them in, you click on today's attendance. You would simply, if it would be off, you would tick everybody in, and if Sue and David were not there, you just untick them and click save. Okay, and that's done. Now to go to your archive, you've got your 2 grades that you link to it. You click on grade R, the one we just did now, and there it is, Monday the 27th. To edit this, you can also backdate it, so you can click on any of them. You can click on, for example, the 21st. If you made a mistake, you could just simply correct that mistake and click update. Now there's 12 checked in. Your attendance summary is a summary for the whole year, so you can see that each student, you can click on the grade R class again. So what this lets you do is it lets you flip between the different classes that you teach. If you only teach one class, you'll only see one class at the top. So all the students, the terms, and then if you want to see an individual record for that student, you just click on the View Record tab. And that shows you specifically the attendance for that student. If you made a mistake, for example, on the 23rd, you could go back and edit that. Moving on, we've got a COVID screener. This lets you screen children within the school. So, for example, if Justin arrived at school, you could quickly do a screening. You could say that he's healthy, he had no symptoms, his temperature was 36 degrees, and he was not in contact with COVID, and you want to mark him as present. Just slide the toggle on and click Update Report. That then grays out the button so you know it's been done. To view the history for that child, click on History, and there is the history. Only the school administrator can actually edit and download the reports for COVID. We've got a database. This lets you search for a grade. Let's go into Sharks. And if we wanted to extract all the students that have got allergies, you just tick the allergies boxes and click Apply Filters. And then it tells you that this child is allergic to nuts. And if there was any action, you would see it over here. You can print those results. But it lets you do a lot more than that. I mean, if you wanted to, you could actually turn the allergies off, for example, and say I want to see every parent's email address for parent 2 and for parent 1. Click Apply, and then it shows you all of their email addresses. Moving on to the parent-teacher meetings. If you want to meet with the with all the parents within the school. You could say you want to meet them in the classroom on a certain date at, say, 2 o'clock. You want to meet with 15 parents, each parent for 15 minutes with a 5-minute break between. You leave an optional note and click submit. That then pulls through that parent-teacher meeting. Click the plus sign. Now the parents can see this on their side as well, so they can log in, they can actually book themselves in for a slot, or you can book those parents in. Okay, you can type notes over here as well when you meet the parents. Permission slips. Only the school administrator can actually upload permission slips. But it lets you see who is, if you had a grade R field trip to the museum, for example, on a date and time, you can see which parents have digitally signed and given permission for that student to attend. You've got a communications section. You've got the birthdays module. Click on grade R class, for example, and it just shows you in chronological order of whose birthdays are coming up, which is quite useful. You've got a calendar. So you can switch between your classes. You can actually add an event. You can choose which class you want to add the event to. So you go into, for example, the grade R class and then add an event. And then you could choose a specific child within that class. I've chosen the whole class. And we could just say we're going to the Clay Cafe. You can leave a description there if you want. Whoops, sorry, let's add that again. Clay Cafe. And then I want to notify all the parents of the class and click submit. And there it is, Clay Cafe outing. You've got a gallery, you've got the email SMS module. This lets you email everybody within the class or a group. You can create groups as well. Add an attachment and click send, or you can actually SMS them. And then you'd have the other class, and you'd be able to do the same thing. You've got a gallery. These are just test images. But for example, you could click on like playtime. That's your cover photo. You may want to edit that. You can rotate it, you can delete it. And all of these photos are shared with the parents. You've got a news module. Lets you upload news. Add a link, add an attachment. You've got a reminders module. This lets you upload reminders. I'll just give you an example of what it looks like. Let's just say reminder of school picnic tomorrow. Add reminder. And there it is. You can also add attachments. So if you wanted to link, for example, to a website, it lets you add a little link. Or you can add a photo. I'm not going to add that now, but you get the idea. School documents is quite useful. It lets you upload all the school documents into a neat folder which is accessible by teachers, staff, and the parents and the students. You've got an academic module. Report the class timetable. Lets you upload your class timetable, which the parents can download. The homework module or assignments. We can rename that for you if you wish. Lets you view when it's due by, which students it applies to, the description of the homework, and who's completed it. To add homework, just click the Add Homework button. Record keeping, and then obviously the most popular during the COVID lockdown is the virtual classroom. This lets you create a new one. Your virtual classroom summary at the top is basically an overview of everything. There's a 3-step process. You add your subject, you add your topic, and then you add your lesson. And I'll show you what it looks like on the preview page. Let's go into, for example, sensorial. Click on View Subject. You can add homework directly from here, otherwise the parent will view the link. They can click on the link. And there's the lesson. Parents can also view their virtual classroom calendar, and everything will be neatly stored in the calendar. The parent would literally go to that specific day and click on the lesson, and then they would view that lesson. I hope that's helpful. If you've got any questions, please email support@childcloud.co.za.